This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, Mr. Broom. Do you feel like talking about a sweep today on the Reds POSTCAST? Welcome, everybody, to Locked On Reds POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Media Network, your team every day. I'm Tim Daniel. I am a lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan. I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. And I want to thank you all today as we not only discuss the Cincinnati Reds getting a 1-0 win over the Chicago Cubs, we not only discuss the Reds mopping the Chicago Cubs. I don't have a mop heads, probably not good idea to do that, but now also being even with the New York Mets and having the tiebreaker for the National League wildcard spot. If you are just checking me out for the first time, welcome. We are so glad to have you. Please be sure to hit that notification button here on YouTube so you can only get my show after each and every single Reds game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5 Hour Energy shots. Go to 5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. On today's show, we in this, baby. We're in this. The Reds mopped up the Chicago Cubs today. The New York Mets lost. And now, with a week to go, we're back up. We're going to talk about all of that today. Terry Francona pulled Andrew Abbott with 4 2/3, and it was the right call. And Gavin Lux came through when the Reds needed it the most. All of that and a whole lot more. And of course, I'm going to hear from all of you, our everydayers. Let's get right to it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
You know, sometimes 1-0 is all it takes. Sometimes you're on the edge of your seat because Tony Santillan can't find the strike zone. Sometimes you just got to rely on luck. And today, all of those things happened. Which, if you're, watching the Bengals today and you're like, this day sucks for Cincinnati sports, the Reds said, I got you. Because not only did they get them, but they took care of business. They have one run today and won this game. A win is a win is a win. And I'm sure some people will come in the comments later and they'll be like, they got lucky. I don't care if they got lucky. I don't care if they're great. I don't care if they're bad. Are they a flawed team? Yeah, they're a flawed team. We covered it all year. But are they now in a situation where they are literally leading for that final wildcard spot? It's beautiful. And, you got the Pirates coming to town, and you know who is pitching on Wednesday. I got it wrong this whole time. I thought it was Tuesday. Maybe the Pirates moved it around. But and for the Reds, Hunter Green's pitching on Wednesday. So Terry Francona is playing the idea of, if they get in, Hunter Green's going to be ready for game 1 in Los Angeles, right? I like the thought of that. And we're also now in a situation where this team has struggled against the division all year. All year. I mean, I talked about this a million times. They've now won 2 straight series this week against the NL Central. They went, was it 6-1? Yeah, 6-1 this week against the National League Central. They have 80 wins. They were like, this is stunning. And I was on here saying, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it's going the way it is. I can't believe it's over. Jeff and Steve were like, I think they're cooked. We all thought they were cooked. And they aren't. Johnny D says, can they beat the Pirates? Ron says, what's the Reds season series against the Cubs? I'd have to look it up, but they did win the season series against the Cubs because they took 2 out of 3 in the last one. So, and then they took all 4 games here. So 4, 6, 7, 8 and 4? No. 8 and 6. 8 and 5. 8 and 5. Thanks, Booster. I appreciate it. I can't math today because I'm so excited. But today, they get it done. They just kind of play all the right moves. They're very sound defensively. The pitching is awesome. They get the one hit they needed. And really, I didn't think offensively they were all that bad. I know they only had 5 hits today, but we saw a little bit more of that aggressive again. So they get this, well, again, we have Marte stealing bases, and that's pretty nice to see. And we have, Matt McLain rips a double down the line, and Gavin Lux gets a hit as well. And Ellie De La Cruz, even though, goes down and gets a hit too, that he had to really go down the strike zone and knock that one in there into there. So it was just a huge day for the Reds. They did just enough to win. They did just enough to win. And it's all you can ask for right now in this late September, October stretch. Now you're looking ahead, and you got the Pirates coming to town. The Mets got to go face these Cubs who are struggling. It's 2 struggling teams right now. Wednesday, you have Hunter Green versus Paul Skeens. There is a lot that goes into this next week where I would much rather be having this conversation than the conversation we thought we were going to be having. So I'm very happy. I'm very stoked. Hopefully the Cubbies are due this week. I never thought I'd say those words, but hopefully against the Mets, they can take care of business for us, because the Reds, they're trying to make it to where 3-0 Central teams are in. Obviously, that was the Cubs' goal this week. Branch says, I'm off work the last day of the season, the last week of the season. Do I dare? Text me. Hey, text me about that, by the way. But yeah, go Red Legs this week, obviously. And you only hear this one time. So if you want to screen grab it and use it against me in the future when the Reds struggle against them, fine. But this week is the one time and one time only I will say, go Cubs. Terry Francona today managed this team so well. In a close game like this, the way that he handled the pitching staff was unbelievably awesome. And we're going to talk about his decisions he made and more right after this. This episode is brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Whether you're looking for nicotine satisfaction or an energy boost, Zippix has you covered with the nicotine and caffeine-infused toothpicks. For nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy cravings and the hand-to-mouth habit without vaping or smoking. Zippix can be a helpful tool as you work to reduce your dependence on vaping. Available in 6 great flavors with 2 milligram and 3 milligram nicotine options. And if you need energy without the crash, their caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. I've been using the caffeine toothpicks before big meetings and long drives and late Reds games, and it gives me the energy without the jitters, and the flavors like peppermint watermelon ice actually taste great. Go to zippixtoothpick.com. Use code LOCKEDON for 10% off your first order. Must be 21 or older to order. Warning: nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's zippixtoothpicks.com. Promo code LOCKEDON. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix. This episode is also brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. Caffeine just got a whole flavor upgrade like Tony Santian in the 9th inning, baby. 5-Hour Energy shots deliver tasty caffeine and 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee, plus B vitamins and nutrients with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. I love how portable they are. It's a big taste and a tiny shot, and you can take it anywhere you go. I've been eyeing all these new flavors. They got these holiday flavors out. They all look so good. I got to try them all, because 5-Hour Energy is what's keeping me going, especially right now during a Reds playoff chase. I love how fast it kicks in, and that sugar-free, so I don't have to worry about crashing later. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-Hour Energy shots. Got the favorites you love, or be bold and try something new in store and online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. Boy, we've got the biggest live audience we've had here on the Postcast in a long, long time, maybe all season. I want to thank you all so much for spending some time with us here on the Postcast. As I said, please be sure to hit that notification button here on YouTube so you can not only get my show after every Reds game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. And once you're done checking us out here at Locked On Reds, please be sure to go check out Locked On MLB, where you can get Locked On MLB Game Night. They watch every single game all the way through to the World Series, so you don't have to. Let's get to our turning point today.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
How about Gavin Lux's RBI double in the bottom of the third to make it a 1-0 game, bringing in Matt McLain? And it was all we need. Johnny says right here, I'm still in disbelief. I also am still in disbelief. Kyle Wavers in the chat. It's good to see a good friend Kyle. What is this stupid life right now? And Ned Flanders says the turning point was Jacob Young twice. Has anyone not seen those catches yet that he had today? Because if you haven't, go look them up right now. It's two of the greatest catches I think I've ever seen. Look who's in the chat today. Old friend Stephen Offenbaker. Should have had you join me today, buddy, actually. All right. So Terry Francona is someone that, if you've listened to us here in Locked On throughout the season, we've been very up and down on. Like, we feel like he's definitely improved some things in this team, but there's been some decisions that have really made us shake our heads for the years. Now, with that being said, the way he managed this Cubs series has probably been his best managerial work of the season so far. And I talked about yesterday, I didn't love the starting lineup, but what he did with it to play that chess match with Craig Counsell, I thought was great. And it's so funny, Steve popped in. So we obviously we have a group text, me, Jeff, and Steve, and we can just kind of talk throughout the games at times. And Steve goes, I'm not quite sure I would go ahead and send Andrew Abbott out there for the fifth inning. And I said, I don't mind him starting the fifth inning, but I'm very okay with the fact he got pulled after 4 2/3. I really love that Terry Francona was like recognized, like, I know I need him. I know I need him to give us the best he's got, but today he doesn't have it. I probably do need more innings out of him, but today I got to pull him. Even though he was at 4 2/3 of shutout innings, the control was everywhere. Even though he only had one walk, he wasn't as on top of it as he really is. It was really nice. And it was really, really good to see. So Nick Martinez comes in, 2 1/3, balls out. Branch, okay. Branch says, would you say Tito is locked on? Absolutely, I would. So he goes out there and throws 2 1/3, and that was awesome. Man, everyone in the chat today. I love the chat being as lively as it is in days like this. It's awesome. Graham Asher comes out and throws an inning, and he's awesome. Throws an inning, gets a strikeout, does give up a hit. And then Tony Santillan had to battle, right? Wasn't the total Santillan that we see all the time. But found a way to get it going and found a way to kind of just stay alive. And through 2 walks, Derek Johnson goes out there and talks to him, obviously, and is like, calm down, buddy. Just breathe. And goes out there and takes care of business. I mean, that last pitch, that strike to end the game was nice. Was really, really smooth. But also, I think what's important is that we're at this point in the year where we've got a week left of games. And so we got 6 games left. And if they do, in fact, make the playoffs, Andrew Abbott only threw 86 pitches today. You know, he's probably going to pitch in that Milwaukee series. You'd have to think, the way that things line up. So, you know, not too overdone. Bullpen gets a full day off tomorrow, like Carrie mentioned. And so that's pretty nice as well. And now we're looking at a situation where you got a lot of rest on these guys, and you have a chance to kind of go out there and make a play and get some things done, enjoy the day off, and get right back to business. So I love it. I'm really happy that they're doing this. But we'll see how things roll from there. And then Gavin Lux today, bringing the Reds the absolute needed heat on that one play. We're going to talk about Gavin Lux also then the show right after this. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch helps you notice an inefficient investment allocation and discovers forgotten 401ks from past jobs. Maximizing investments, increasing your savings rate, easily reviewing finances with your partner and or financial advisor, keeping a clear view of your financial health week to week and long term. Don't let this financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB, monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. It's a beautiful day here as be a Reds fan, and I can't tell you how much I love it, and I cannot wait to hear what Jeff and Steve have to say about this as well on Monday. I know that they're going to be super stoked as well. Gavin Lux today, I think in a game like today, has probably earned the right to be the Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Gavin Lux is a guy who's been really up and down this year, right? Actually, Troy, I actually joked about this. I was like, should I name Jacob Young the Player of the Game? Can we get him Reds tickets? Can we get him in a Reds uni, before in 2 weeks? That'd be pretty nice to see. But 2 for 4 with the lone RBI, hitting second in the order, DHing today, and just kind of gave them much needed hit. Obviously, like we said, Abbott gets pulled early, and to see him kind of go out there and just deliver and give the one hit the Reds really needed, certainly kind of put the Reds on their back offensively. And like I said, I didn't think offense was too bad today. Wasn't great, wasn't awful, especially with how good Jameson Taillon pitched today. He was really good. Yeah, got to tip your hat to him as well. When they had that groin injury there for a second, I thought, oh man, maybe that's going to give the Reds a window to kind of add some more runs. And he was just fine, but still find a way to win. Shout out the pitching staff, shout out the defense, and shout out Gavin Lux for an absolutely awesome win for the Cincinnati Reds. And now, after all this emotion this whole week, we're off tomorrow. And then we're back at it on Tuesday when the Pittsburgh Pirates come to GABP to face the Reds for the final game series at Great American Ballpark. And starting Tuesday for the Red Legs is Brady Singer. He is 14-10 with a 3.86 ERA. He'll be going against Johan Oviedo, who is 2-0 with a 3.52 ERA and just 30 innings. First pitch of that game will be at 6:40, so I'll be on a little later in that day. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm Tim Daniel. Now we got to root for the Cubs to beat the Mets, and that does feel dirty, but if that's what it takes for the Red Legs to get in, then darn it, let's go Reds.